Look at me. Look at me. I'm right here. Look at me. Look at me. Hello. Look at me. How you doing? Look at me. Hey, look at me. Hey, look at me. Look at me. No. Look at me. Look at me. Hey, are you looking at me? How about now? Are you looking at me now? How about now? What if I do this? Look at this. What if I do this? Huh, you like? Huh? Look at this. If I do this, are you going to look at me? What if I'm over here? Will you look at me now? I'm over here now. Look at me.
This is a Lazy Teacher Podcast.
Welcome back to the Lazy Teacher Podcast. My name is Brian Pulowski, and this is episode 70. Look at me. In this episode, we're going to kind of cover a question that I got. I've actually been getting a lot, so let's start from the beginning. Let's go back to the beginning. In the beginning, there was my parents, and my parents got together, and when they got together, they made a bit. Oh, not that far back. We're not going to go that far back. So it kind of goes back to most recently. I've been getting some comments, slipping in the DMs, as they call it, asking questions, and some emails asking where's all the posts been lately as far as social media. And it's really been, I don't know. I guess I didn't notice it, but I've been dragging a little bit on posting on social media, and there's a good reason. And I'm going to credit this episode to Lisa Cortman. Lisa Cortman. So thank you, Lisa. She wrote me a very nice email. A lot of complimentary stuff, but basically saying, what happened. You're going through some phases. I've noticed there's a lot of posts on social media, and then there hasn't been lately. And so here's the answer for Lisa, and for any of you that have been noticing. Here's the dilemma. I'm not big on the whole look at me type of thing that's necessary to get followers on social media, to get subscribers on YouTube. I don't even really like to do it at the end of my episodes. And if you notice, I just haven't been asking very much for subscribers, comments. I mean, you throw it in there because it's necessary, but I wish I didn't have to. And I'm kind of getting tired of doing the social media posts all the time. It's like, form this group, and then this group follows this person, and this person follows this. So if you want to be like an influencer, as they would call it, for social media, you need a certain amount of followers, subscribers, whatever the case is. To get that, there's certain games that you have to play. I wish it was as easy as just like you upload content and then it just goes from there, but it's not that simple. So really, if I could do this just how I wanted, and it kind of seems like I've been reverting back to it, I just want to produce. I just want to make content for the show. I want to record it. I love the editing portion of it, and I love just putting it out there. But what happens is you gotta push it. You gotta put little clips. You gotta, honestly, it makes me think of look at me, and I'm not very good at that. I don't like that. I don't like that whole aspect of look what I'm doing. And if you go back into previous episodes, I seem to fluctuate in waves of ending the show asking for reviews or ratings. I don't want to do that. I hate that. I hate that part of the podcasting. And, when you talk within the community of podcasters, that is universally something that we all kind of agree on is the marketing, as they call it, the marketing of your show is the hardest part. And I dislike that very much. And no surprise, I get emails and comments all the time with people looking to market the show for me. Well, if they would do it for free, then I would let them, but I'm not putting money out. I already put enough money out for the show. Podcasting costs money. There's aspects to it that I have to pay monthly for. So I'm putting money out and I'm getting no money back. So go through different phases of wanting sponsors and stuff like that, and whatever. I think I went through 2 or 3, and it didn't work out. It wasn't a mutual thing. Either I kind of got tired of pushing the product and I didn't really believe in it as much anymore, or it just wasn't. That's fine. That doesn't matter. But marketing, you got to market your show, and I'm just not into that. It's hard. It's hard to want to sit down and then go back into my episodes, which, to be honest, I do listen to every episode that I put out because I want to make sure that quality is there, and I want to make sure that I'm putting out the message that I agree with. But I usually listen to it before I even release it to all of you guys. So I listen to them. I don't go back and listen to it very much. If somebody leaves a comment and says, "Oh my gosh, that was funny," or whatever the case is, I do that. And the marketing does work. If I post a funny clip from the show, an outtake, a blooper, or something that meant something to me, then I seem to get reception from that. People tend to like it and comment on it, and that's good. I mean, I guess that's what I want. But what happens is that I find myself constantly looking at the numbers. I find myself going, how many subscribers do I have? How many followers do I have? Oh, this person dumped me. This person isn't following me anymore. Why don't they want to follow me? And then there's so much to it. There's analytics you have to look at. Like, at what time do you have the most comments? When's the best time to post? That's not me. I'm not into that. And I think there's people that are probably great at it. There's probably people that are really good at marketing that know exactly how to do it. And in fact, my current principal, she's rad. She knows so much about social media, and she gave me a ton of suggestions for it. And I tried to follow through with that, and I stuck with it as best as I possibly could. But then it always comes down to, in the end, I hate the whole look at me. I really do. And I reflect on this all the time. Even if I take something that I'm so into, super, super into, like surfing or, beach, ocean lifestyle, that's how I grew up. That's what I know. If you want to talk to me about that, I will talk to you about that till your ears fall off. I could probably go forever about teaching too, because it's my career and my passion is working with children. But I could go on and on and on about recreationally living at the beach or, ocean lifestyle or whatever the case is. But I'm not out there trying to preach it. I would never be a good salesperson. I couldn't sell a car. I don't even really like selling on Craigslist, to be honest, because I kind of feel like, hey, whatever the price is, I don't want to hype it. You either want it or you don't want it. And that's to wrap it all around, that's kind of how I feel about the show. It's kind of like you want it or you don't want it. And does the content speak for itself? I think it does. I think my content holds up to exactly the message that I want to put out there. And it's a balancing act. It's a tricky situation because there's money being put out. So I can go on and on about this. Basically what it comes down to, why does my post fluctuate on social media? Why do I sometimes really push the show in episodes at the end? Why do I not? It really comes down to there's money going out for the show. And time, lots and lots and lots of time that gets invested into the show. Just a lot. There's a lot that has to go out. So would I like to get money back? That would be nice. That would be nice. But I kind of go back and forth between, happiness. Happiness means so much to me. And there's times when I just feel like if it's not making me happy, then I'm not going to do it. And lately pushing the show, and, the whole look at me, I'm just not into that right now. And I'm going to go through different phases. If you look back on my social media for the show, I attack it from all angles. I attack, look at, here's the show. Here's clips from the show. Here's pictures from the show. Here's audio clips from the show. Here's my personal lifestyle. Here's my family. Here's me talking about health. Here's me at the gym. But in the end, it all comes down to the whole look at me, and I don't want that. I attempted a group where, there's like a whole algorithm for Instagram or Facebook. They all have different algorithms that you want to work. But essentially, you got to build a group. You build a group like you follow me, I follow you, and then I like and comment on everything that you like. And then if you post it, I'll like and comment with this, and then I'm going to give you a certain amount of screen time on my device so that the algorithm, it's a game. I don't want to play a game. I don't like games in relationships. Maybe this episode was boring to you, and I do apologize for that. I'm just trying to speak from the heart on this one because I go back and forth, and I want to give you guys the content that I want to put out. I don't want to give you the content that I think you need or the things that I think you want. I'm just going to give you what I want to put out there. I mean, that's why it's my show, and I love doing this. I do love doing this, and if I get burned out on it, then that's going to be a huge disappointment to me because I want to keep this up, and I'm going to get burned out, I feel, if I keep trying to pursue the whole marketing part of it. So how does this work? If you're listening and you're good at marketing, you want to market the show, hit me up. I would love for someone to market the show and push the show for me. But in the end, it's not going to be that important to me. The show's either going to grow or it's not. I'm fine with slow growth, and I'm tired of looking at the numbers. I'm tired of looking at how many subscribers I have, how many followers I have, what's my screen time, how many people viewed this show, which, why isn't it compared to this episode? I got to put the content before everything else, and I don't even know. I'm sure I'm just venting, and again, I apologize. Maybe this is one of them that you just checked out soon because you're like, whoa, I am not into this, because it doesn't necessarily apply to teaching. It certainly applies to this show. So if you're a follower of the show, little Luna girl, she's getting tired down there. She's getting frustrated. Usually she's pretty quiet. You guys can never even tell she's in here, but anyways, guys, I'm sorry again, and that's going to be the last apology. Absolute last apology. I love making the show for you guys. I'm bouncing back and forth, to be honest. Last summer, I took the summer off of the show. I might do that again. It's a refreshing thing, and maybe I'll put them out in seasons, years, school years. I don't know. Kind of an episode all about the show. Hope you guys are still enjoying it. I'm still enjoying making them for you. I never run short on ideas, to be honest. I really don't. I get asked a lot, like, where do you get inspiration for it, or what makes you think of that episode, or why did you do that, or a lot of people that faithfully listen to the show. It's kind of neat because I get hit up by, people I know, people I don't even know that still email me and comment, and they're like, hey, I have a feeling I know where that last episode was. And the Chicken Little one was kind of a neat one. That's the previous episode, if you haven't heard it. I heard about 3 or 4 different theories of where Chicken Little came from, and I love that because it means you're thinking, and it means I'm making you think, and I like that because that's ultimately what the show's about. I just want you to enjoy teaching, and I want you to enjoy your personal life and just be happy, be a happy person, and this episode was all about the show. So if you're a fan, you're a fan, and if this is your first episode you're listening, then I promise they're not all like this. It's not all me going, hey, look at me. Did you guys see the shoulder shrug at the beginning? That's a sweet dance move. Let me show you again. Yeah, you like that, don't you? You do like that. And I hope you got what you came for. This is the absolute tail end. Thanks for sticking through to the very end, guys. I appreciate all your support. And look at me. Look at me on Instagram and Facebook. Look at me on Twitter. Ooh, you should call. totally look at me on YouTube and look at me by subscribing and look at me by commenting. And did I mention look at me? You should totally be looking at me. I hope you guys got what you came for. See ya!